on MDP. Although we had a couple of sessions, I personally believe that an area which still requires more and more of deliberations and discussions. Joe sir, are you there? No problem. Once again, hearty welcome to Tanya Gupta ji, another professional and proud chartered accountant who has her core area of expertise and experience and competence in personal branding, networking, and marketing, especially for chartered accountants. I believe a very eminent speaker who has been accorded various recognitions and has taken very innumerable seminars or webinars across the country. She is also been she is also been followed by 5,000 plus connections on LinkedIn and also owns Growth with Tanya, a hashtag for her knowledge sharing, another portal, I believe. Currently, she is associated with Open Financial Technologies, ventured out of Bangalore. Before that, she was with EY in the real estate valuations, and which helped and expedited in Channel 1 valuation of real estate portfolios comprising of commercial, industrial, and retail properties, which aided in value analysis of portfolio investments using various approaches such as income, market, and cost. In such a short span of time under her management, Octotax, the company is trusted by 50,000 plus tax professionals and 1 million plus businesses across the country. Very proud to have the girl power, if I can say, to be here addressing our members at Ernakulam branch. Joseph,
Thank you so much.
we'll hand it over to Tanya Gupta ji for her session. Over to you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir, for this lovely introduction. And first, before moving further, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to you for giving me this opportunity that I could present my views on a topic which is very near to me, very dear to me, and hope this 1.5 hours, next 1.5 hours could be beneficial and I could do full justice to the time to all those members who are attending today's session. And yes, once again, a very good morning and a very warm welcome to all the participants who have taken time out in today's session on Saturday morning. And yes, hope you all are safe and doing well during these tough times. Though COVID cases have gradually declined to a level, the situation is better than as compared to last year. But as mentioned by Joe sir, also that the cases in southern region haven't, the numbers aren't reducing that in that context. So please do take whatever necessary precautions, because I always say that our health is in our own hands. So only if we will be healthy, we can look forward to our profession to grow, but our health should be our priority. And that is my motto, and it always will be. So I guess if you all are okay and if you don't need a break because you have been there for last 1.5 hours, so if you need a break, we can still wait for 2 to 3 minutes so that you can get all charged up and ready for another exciting topic which will really help you grow your CA practice along with virtual CFO, right? So please do keep using this chat box, because this session I want everyone to be completely attentive and discuss rather than me just presenting. Please do keep using this chat box as much as you can, right? Okay. So hope you all have got good insights about virtual CFO and how it is that emerging field which we all as a chartered accountants should consider in our CA practice. So despite the times we all have faced in, right, about the COVID times, but now is the time where working from home is actually considered as new normal, right? Many companies, many multinational companies are actually, thinking of considering the option of complete remote work or hybrid working conditions for their employees. And I would say that virtual CFO, as correctly pointed out by my friend C. Ramya, that virtual CFO would be that lucrative field. I repeat, virtual CFO would be that lucrative field which will surely help you generate income with your existing skills and abilities, right? So COVID, though COVID was a dreadful time, but it was an opportunity. I am always of the opinion that COVID was an opportunity in disguise for many. Why? Because we were able to. I am the example. I always try to interact by learning from my own experiences, that if I'm able to deliberate today in front of you all, it's because I was able to build my brand, build my network, when the last year when COVID actually um, you know caught us in its clutches, right? So I took that time as an opportunity for me, focused on my brand building, and here I am. So it always depends on each, but at the end, it always depends on each and every individual whether we take any time as an opportunity or not. So, as correctly pointed out by my friend C.A. Ramya, that through virtual CFO, right, we as a chartered accountants, can get hold or provide value added services, but it will be only possible if we have the command over our soft skills, our communication skills, our network building skills. Anything you say, I would repeat, anything you say, even the first step to anything, me speaking in today's platform, would not have been possible if Ranjit sir would not have been in my network, right? So I am sitting here in Delhi and I am deliberating, uh, I'm addressing members of esteemed Ernakulam branch would not have been possible if I would not have command over my communication skills, over my networking skills. So in today's time, it is very much easier for us to gain technical skills, to gain knowledge of technical, of finance, of to have technical knowledge, because there are lots and lots of content available on across social media, on YouTube, on various platforms. There are books, there are teachers, but the networking, right, the communication skills, we can get hold on those communication skills through constant practice, right? So it does become very, very necessary in today's time where we are stuck at our home, though as I mentioned, things are opening up, but in today's time, technical, the world is changing, right? The world is changing constantly. So it is very necessary. I know I'm repeating, but it is very necessary for us to have command over our networking skills. It's always what I say, it's a thing which is stated that Rome isn't built in a day. We have to lay the foundation step by step. We have to lay the bricks, and then the Rome is built. So step by step, we have to go on. We have to build our brand. We have to connect to our networks, and we have to make ourselves reach to a stage where we always wanted to, right? So through this, with the help of this prestigious virtual stage of Ernakulam branch, I would like these 1.5 hours to be the most interactive session, interactive learning session for all the members who have joined and taken their time out this morning, Saturday morning. So please do keep using this chat box. I don't want honestly speaking, I haven't prepared any sort of formal presentation. I want these 1.5 hours to be interactive, where we all can learn discuss our thoughts, learn, and heads towards development rather than I am the only person, a monologue where I am the only person deliberating using some sort of presentation. So I haven't created any formal presentation. Please keep using this chat box, and so that I am also one of you, right? I also, whenever I speak, whenever I deliberate, I learn so much. I heard Ramya speaking about virtual CFO in the length she have covered, how CAs are best fit, what we should do, what are the opportunities. So let's learn together and develop and heads towards our development. So before telling everyone, each one of you about MGP and the new networking guidelines ICI, our prestigious institute, have issued and the way forward, let me start our session by keeping one simple question in front of you all. Like, why do you actually consider that in today's time, networking is true net worth? Or why do you feel that ICI need to replace its existing Form 18, or why was there need for ICI to facilitate multidisciplinary partnership forms for chartered accountant in practice? Or at last, why did Ranjit sir thought that a topic like networking could help in the empowerment of his esteemed Ernakulam branch? Please do type whatever you feel like, why there is the need for, you know, MDP to brought into picture by ICI. Please do type in the chat box whatever you think. As I said, I want this to be the interactive 1.5 hours of your life. I'm waiting for your answer. I know you have been there, you have been listening and grasping of whatever Ramya tried to deliver in last 1.5 hours. But please be with me as well and help me by giving this question, answer of this question. It's very simple. Yes, no worries. So, okay, so I would say that the complexity of business have increased manifold, right? Also, the reliance on the technology have increased substantially, but which had resulted in the greater demand of specialization, right? You won't deny the fact that if we are able to connect here on today is because of the technology, because of the everything which had happened, the in the last 1 year, 1 or 2 years of COVID. It's because of the technology we are placing our reliance on. So the businesses, the complexity of business has increased, the reliance of technology have increased, which results in greater demand of specialization. Reason being one of the many reasons why in today's world there is a need for us to broaden our network and connect to professionals who could help us deliver the simplified solutions to the complex business. Second, besides these, even if we keep aside the trends and the changes, the scope of the audit have remained the same. Rather, I would say the expectations from audit have increased substantially. Moreover, like financials, sometimes financial statements are prepared, what do you say, using the rules, not using, but on the grounds of some specified industries. Hence, again, there comes the, the specialists, the way we require the knowledge of the specialists, right? So, in this rapidly changing environment where where everything is changing so fast, increased use on tools like data analytics, artificial intelligence, blockchain audit have become more agile. So it does become our responsibility to hire employees which are, you know, from different backgrounds, specialists, so that they could provide their area of expertise, and we could in together give the, you know, become a one-stop solution rather than outsourcing our work, rather a one-stop solution to their and cater their needs, right? So I still remember, when I used to during my articleship period, my principal used to outsource the work because he has specialization in one particular field. So why to outsource your work, right? You could just be a one-stop solution where you could actually cater the needs, make a package, and give it to your client rather than outsourcing and distributing your profit to some other entity. You can, you know, retain the profits and invest it and move ahead in the development rather than just outsourcing. So also the changes like MDP, multidisciplinary partnership guidelines issued by ICAI is in line with the vision of our honorable Prime Minister, um, when he on 68th CA Day on 1st July 2017, when he stated that he want he addressed chartered accountants and said that he want chartered accountants to form top 100 Indian firms. He didn't mention in CA firms, he mentioned top 100 big Indian firms, right? So I think the idea behind stating 100 big Indian firms and why ICAI had brought into MDP guidelines is because our institute have realized that they have realized the hidden potential of bringing all the professionals, top professionals like engineers, advocates, um, architects, actuaries, CS, cost accountants under one umbrella, right? So this is why the guidelines of MDP were brought into the picture, right? So I hope I'm making sense to everyone, because I haven't seen any reply from your side. Please keep using this chat box if I'm making sense to each and every one of who's attending today. And if you want to add anything, please do use this chat box. I guess there are no. Are there any questions as of for now? I don't think so. Okay. So now, while I was preparing, so while I was preparing for today's webinar, I was reading an article on one of the blogging website, and over there, one of the professional was against this. What do you say? This bringing MDP guidelines like spontaneously without discussing the members and everything. But I would say that these MDP guidelines weren't new. They were rolled back. The idea behind it was back in 2008, right? So let me tell you the exact. Wait. It was back in July 2008. Just a second. So the MGP guidelines was in August 2008, where ICI kind of amended Chartered Accountant Regulations Act 1988, and therein they formed two wide notification dated 25th August 2008, if I'm not wrong. They inserted two clauses, two rules, Rule 53A and 53B. 53A governed with respect to the remuneration, the procedures, the rules, while 53B were not active till date. And in July 2021 only, they notified Rule 53B, wherein they listed down the 6 professional bodies with whom a chartered accountant can actually form multidisciplinary partnership CA firm. And the 6 professions, if we say, is company secretary, cost management accountant or cost accountant. Then third is engineer. Then fourth is advocate. Fifth is architect, and sixth is actuary. See, if you could relate, the acronym would be ACE. So ICI, our institute, want us to form an ACE ACE category of multidisciplinary partnership firm, right? So then there are many questions, FAQs, and the proper guidelines which is issued by ICAI, and where you can think of the questions and their answers, figure out their questions and the answers, frequently asked questions. So adding to it, apart from the 6 professions, the MDP could be formed in only 2 ways. One is LLP and other is partnership form, right? So apart from these, all these questions, you could actually visit the ICI website, our institute's website, and check out there, right? So as figured out by ICI, let it be an ACE partnership firm, right? So now it's actually, as I stated, it's actually not a new concept, right? I have actually worked with EY, as mentioned by Ranjit sir also, that I have worked in EY, and there first in my lifetime I got to know that they were actually hiring engineers as well. So even now, one of my friend is engineer whom I have worked with in EY. So it's not a new concept at all, right? It's an old concept. And why EY, companies like EY is profiting out of it? Because they already thought back. It's been years that we have been looking to Big Fours for employment, for article-shaped experiences. Why? Because they knew the need of having this multidisciplinary partnership wherein they could provide a one-stop solution and cater the needs of their clients, right? So don't think of being just if you will be able to share profits with the other professional bodies. Think like a visionaries, think big, right? There are around 75%, since because ICI had only allowed MDP to be formed in partnership firms or in the form of LLPs. There are around 75% of CAs in practice who are working as a sole proprietor. So it is the time to move out of the comfort zone, right? It's always stated that life is out of comfort zone. So move out of comfort zone. Don't think about the profits. Profit would be earned, but now is the time when you have to think big, where your motive should be retainership of the client, where your motive should be to satisfy, to give the area, to give the specialized knowledge which a client requires, rather than just keeping all the money which you are earning by yourself. Though there are, as I mentioned, though there are 75% of the chartered accountants who are practicing as a sole proprietor, but MDP won't be beneficial to them. They would question that, Daniel, the MDP would not be beneficial for us because we are sole proprietor. And ICI had said that MDP could be formed only in partnership, in the way of partnership or in way of LLP. Then it is right that MDP would be a loss to the sole proprietors, but this is a way to make them realize that now is the time for you to adapt the change and bring the think of a bigger picture rather than just being a sole proprietor. Form MDP or multidisciplinary partnership with other professional bodies, with people who have same mindset as like yours. Let the synergies combine and make it work for you, right? If I am here, okay, let's suppose I thought of an idea, okay, of doing a startup, and but I can't have everything, right? I know finance. I am good in networking. I might have good command over my communication skills. But again, if I need a product to be developed, I need an help of an engineer, right? Who could develop the product. I need my sales team. I need my HR team, right? So that they could give their experience, they could give their learning, and together we could reach to a heights of success. Same is the concept with multidisciplinary partnership. If ICAI have given six professional bodies with whom we can actually form one, then it would be a great concept. Like, think of it. You don't have to, supposedly a client comes to you who is from IT sector, and you have to prepare his financials, right? But if you have a partner who is an engineer, it would be very easy for you to understand his requirements, prepare his financials according to the rules of IT industry, because you could get the expert knowledge from the profession, from your partner, right, who is an engineer. You don't have to go that deep. Just focus on what you want to cater to your client. Like, if you wanted to give the expertise of finance, of investments, of taxation, then focus on that. For other, just have people with like your own mindset, and let the synergies of all you together combined in one, and make them work for you. Don't think they're gone are the time when we just want money to, we want money out of clients. Today, people are focusing on retaining a client for a longer term, right? Because they know that if we retain a client through which our 80%, let's say 80% of income is generated, then there is no need for us to have 20% of clients. Sorry, my bad. I said the wrong thing. Today, people know that if we have clients, if we focus on 20% of our clients, which caters to our 80% of income, then there is no need for us to focus on remaining 80% who only help us in generating 20%. This is a Pareto analysis. If you remember, we studied during our curriculum, right? So this is a 80%, 80-20% rule, that focus on 80% and let or focus on 20% and let that 20% of your clients generate 80% of your income. So gone is the time when people used to have so many of the clients. Now they want quality over quantity. It's always stated to have quality over quantity, because now is the time when people actually want clients to serve them, to have them for a longer run, because it involves a lot of mental knowledge, mental like, whenever anyone comes to us, we want them to have with us at a longer pace, right? We give our 100% to it. It's become very difficult if they just switch us in between and go on to other. Today also, from customers' perspective, from clients' perspective, they want a solution where they don't want to run different stops for their different needs. They want one stop where everything could be taken care of, right? So, am I making sense? Please keep using this chat box. No. Okay. So, moving ahead. So, right. Now, I also read the same thing in because I am an avid reader, so I keep reading a lot of self-help books. So one was on psychology of money. In that book also, the author have correctly mentioned that let the money do the work for you, right? Let it grow for you. Keep the money, save the money, invest it, and leave it, right? Let the compounding take effect. In the same way, retain your clients, get your clients, give them the solution, and let them do the work for you. Let them generate your income, right? Let the compounding happen in this manner also. We have to be patient. We have to, just keep doing what you are required to do, right? So there where the concept of MDP was built around. There are many questions with respect to, about the profit sharing, about the formation. One thing I forgot to mention in the formation is, though ICI have given its consent in the formation of MDP with 6 professional bodies, as I earlier mentioned, cost accountants, company secretary, engineers, advocates, actuaries, and what I'm forgetting, advocate, actuaries, and architects, right? But again, it's a vice versa thing. So it also depends upon the professional bodies governing these 6 professions, whether they are allowed to enter into such MDP CA firm or not, right? So I read through those FAQs mentioned on ICAI website about MDP guidelines, and there I came to know that actuaries and advocates, right? Bar Council and the Indian Institute of Actuaries, only when they are the two bodies which have some restrictions on their professional bodies to form MDP, right? Hmm. So, please do check the FAQs while forming one, and all the um, guidelines uh, relevant for forming the multidisciplinary partnership firm. Now, there are, as I mentioned, there are few concerns about, like, 75% of the chartered accountants in practice are sole proprietors. So whether so it wouldn't be beneficial for them. Agreed, it won't be beneficial for them because, as stated earlier, MDB is allowed only in two types or in two forms. One is partnership and other is limited liability partnership. So now is the time for you to step out of your comfort zone. There is no point of being in just a shell, doing everything by your own. You can't do everything by your own. Focus on things which intrigues you, which you are interested, rather than just doing everything by your own, because it will only create chaos. You won't be able to focus on things which are important. You will be indulged in doing everything. uh, think of the difference. Think where you want to grow at certain level. This is why employees are hired, right? What does a partner do? He focus on in the normal CA partnership firm, a partner focuses on clients, on getting more clients, on cases, on scrutiny assessments, and all the compliance work is done by employees or articles. Partners either hire people to review their work or they review himself. So in similar manner, just hire people with your like mindset and work in becoming a one-stop solution. I still remember years back, my father used to say that I'm a shy girl who is quite hesitant and reluctant in building new connections. And to your amaze, at the given particular moment, I am right now connected with 200, more than 200 eminent professionals from our CA profession, many of whom are regional council members and central council members. So if I would have not moved out of my comfort zone, if I would have relied on what my father said years back when I was young, then I would not have been speaking in front of you, right? So it does takes time. As I said, Rome isn't built in a day. You have to lay the foundation. You have to go step by step. Think big, right? So we are the best, right? As a chartered accountants, we are the best when it comes to, numbers, right? But we lag behind because we don't know how to sell or market our knowledge. We have to get that to it. Why we are always compared with MBA? Because MBA knows how to sell. They have been trained that way to sell their knowledge, to market their knowledge. Now is the time we as a chartered accountant should show the world that, boss, we are excellent in numbers. And why we are saying that? Because this is how we present them. Presentation is the key. Speaking is the key. Communicating what you are required to is the key, right? So it is very important. It is like formidable if you don't step out now, right? Even we don't start. The problem is we don't even start of posting content on LinkedIn for say, because we are defeated by our own thoughts. It's like accepting the defeat before going into the battle. Don't think of what the outcome will be. If I would have thought that I might be stuck while deliberating, or whether everyone will like it or not, I would not have been deliberating, because I would have accepted my defeat much longer, right? So it is very necessary to just keep doing. First step might not be as perfect as you thought of, but it will give you a victory which you will be remembered, which you will remember ever since, because it is the first step you took towards the growth of success. You pick any example of people who inspires you. The first step they took wasn't the best they did, but it was the most important, because that is the first step which made them who they are right now. This may not be the most wonderful deliberation, but it is giving me a sense of confidence that yes, I could speak in front of people. I could communicate what I have to. I could be a change in their lives, and that's what matters in in our whole life. That is the key. Just lay the foundation, come out of comfort zone, create your brand on LinkedIn, connect with people. Don't think what they will think about. Do what you feel right? So don't just accept your defeat without going into the battle, without entering into the battle. You have to start. And now we'll see how we can start, because as I posted about this webinar on my post on LinkedIn, one of my connection in a chartered accountant having more than 10 years of experience stated that, please Tanya, do talk about how we as a chartered accountants should start, because we are actually not starting. We are learning about virtual CFOs. We are learning about giving them how it is so much important and how much how it is a lucrative field, but you can't go to a level at Z unless you'll start from A. You have to reach to Z only if you will start from A. So now is how we can actually build our network and build a brand so that we could be the game changer and we could help our existing skills and network our existing skills, our financial skills, our technical skills, which we have acquired over a period of time, and display to the world, right? So before we get to that, again, any questions? I thought it would be an interactive session where we all will be discussing, but again, it is becoming a monologue where I am only deliberating. Please, even if you are liking it or not, please do reply to me. It's okay, whatever, I'll accept your feedback as well if it's okay. If you are not liking, then also, but please do tell me. Use this chat box. Okay. Hope you are all in there, attentive, not bored. Am I boring you or something? I don't know. No one is replying. Okay. So coming back to how to start, right? How to get started. First of all, just make it an habit, as correctly mentioned by my friend as well, Ramya. Just make it an habit to use professional platforms of LinkedIn or Twitter to the best of their capacity by posting the content on specified timings which you think gains maximum attraction. Okay, so it is very the first step is to post the content, right? Post the original content, right? And again, on the specified timings, people generally post content at 1 in the 1 in the morning. No one, people are awake obviously, but you won't get that much attraction because generally that timing is meant for sleep only, right? So experiment, post content on LinkedIn and Twitter, and even posting content, start using it from today itself. Saturdays, weekends are the best timings, best days to post content because people generally scroll through their phone. They have time for themselves. They Saturdays, we generally Sundays, everyone is on off mostly, and on Saturdays, let's say 50% of us are on off. If even not, there is not that much workload as compared to working days. So just make it a habit to first start using as on today, now, because there is no tomorrow. It's always say that start using whatever you want to do, just start doing it today because there comes never tomorrow. So make it a habit of using professional platforms, LinkedIn and Twitter, to the best of their capacity by posting the content, original content, on specified timings. Say, see, if you observe that you posted something and it gives you a lot of attraction, like so many likes, views, and comments, say around 10 in the morning, because at that time people are either commuting to their offices or they are about to leave, so they have the time, or they are having breakfast, so they generally scroll through that time. So if you think that 10 is the time for you, then make it a habit to do all your research about that. Your draft, you create a draft, save it on your desktop or on your mail, and as soon as the clock hits 10, just copy, paste, and there you go. So post, measure, and repeat. Post, think what is the time where you're getting maximum attraction, and repeat the same thing. If it is not possible, though I'm not of the opinion that you should not post every day, but if it is not possible for you to post every day, make sure that you does on alternate days. And not to forget, do particularly on weekends. Okay? This is one of the many tips how you should get started towards your brand building and network building. Next is, again, consistency is the key. Once you have started, make it a habit. Don't just do for a day or two or for a month. Keep going. You may reduce frequency, but make sure that you keep on sharing with your readers, because if people are getting attracted to you, if people are sending connection requests on LinkedIn, then you have created a gold mine for you, right? They are the gold mine which will help you give the due marketing, which nothing, no paid promotion can ever give to you. So it is very necessary to showcase the world the technical skills, the financial skills you possess. We as a chartered accountants lack because we don't know how to sell. We don't sell actually. We have always been trained to get to the numbers, to score above 40 in average in our exams, or 60 to get an exemption. But now is the time. The world is changing. Get that into your head. World is changing, and you have to change with the world, because change is the only constant thing. If you won't change, you won't succeed. Many businesses have got shut down because they didn't realize the power of being online. There were many traders, many businesses who were doing good during early 20s, even till 2010. But post that, when the internet, when everything starts revolving around internet, they were unable to get to the lead because they were following the traditional practices, right? So consistency, next is consistency is the key. First is start using it, start posting original content, check out the timings which gains you maximum attraction. Second is make it a habit. Consistently keep doing it consistently without expecting in return. Whether actually we are getting anything, no, things will get into place. Just maintain the consistency, just keep doing it. And if sometimes you don't get you can obviously reduce the frequency. Don't keep don't it can be there could be workload, there could be n number of things happening in your life, both personally and professionally, but make sure that you does, because people are now connected with you. Third, which is keep your LinkedIn profile up to date. Please, please, please. There are lots of sections: profile, picture, banner, bio, description. That is the first impression one makes. I search people through LinkedIn, right? If I have to connect with them, if I have to know, LinkedIn is that platform. It is the first impression which is created in my head. How much person is knowledgeable, how much he is getting attracted, how much is his followers, how much he have the skills and abilities. That profile helps me answer those questions on a preliminary basis. So make sure that whatever you have, right, whatever knowledge you possess, if you have interest in stock market, okay, make sure that you tell the world that, was I talks about stock market, I talk about finance, I talk about personal investments. But do make sure your banner should make people know that who you are, what you does, right? Picture should be professional. This, I can't tell you, the LinkedIn and Twitter are two platforms which have so much of potential, but it also depends on you how much you take out of it. Fourth, always use the option of personalized note while sending the connection request, and do send a message in time span of 24 hours. So back in year 2020, in February, I guess, I joined one after clearing my exams, I joined one batch of finance leadership mastermind. Okay, so there From there, my LinkedIn journey actually began, right? So there, my mentor told me that always send a connection request with a personalized note. What we does, if many of you are active on LinkedIn, I am assuming that many of you are. So what we does, we just simply send a connection request. It is okay, but sending a personalized note along with the connection request would be like cherry on the top. So it there, LinkedIn is providing you the option. Don't don't just use it to the best of its capacity. And as soon as a person accepts your connection request, send him a message in 24-hour span of time, telling him in a very brief about how you can actually contribute in mutual development and growth, right, along with the link of your recent article or your post. So there is also a way that this is a way of sending connection request, of connecting with people with different with diverse backgrounds. I was able to get into I was able to get an interview after qualifying my chartered accountant in EY India for the role of indirect taxation, only because of this LinkedIn, the way I send them the request, the way I build my connections over last 1 year. Now, if I'm here, I'm deliberating if Optotax went to 50,000 tax professionals. It was because those 5,000, the efforts I put in back last year is was giving me the return in this year. So that consistency, perseverance is the key, right? And if someone tags you, be very active on the messages being sent to you, on the DMs you are receiving. Okay, I know sometimes it does it becomes quite impossible to reply to each one. Then fix a time, say on Saturdays or on Sundays. Fix a time like 1 hour. Discuss out their queries. Discuss out with them your opinion, their opinion, and that's how you build your gold mine. Believe it or not, nothing is possible if you just sit alone in front of your laptop and keep maintaining your excels. Nothing will work out. Gone are the times. There's a line which says that if you want to, walk fast, walk alone. If you really want to walk for a longer time, walk with people, right? There is gone are the times when everything can be done by your own, right? So on LinkedIn, if someone reposts your messages or tags you, repost them, right? Give them the recognition, because if you does something for them, it will get in return. So I know it is not possible for you to reply to each and every message. Make sure you take time out, say on Sunday morning or Sunday evening, and try to revert to each of messages. Get their numbers if possible, in a not obviously in a pushy manner, but in a very subtle way. Get their numbers, have a conversation, discuss out things. Your vision will, your your vision will, your scope of thinking will increase. Your horizon will increase. You will find out different ways of doing a particular thing, right? So it does very necessary, right? So this is how the this is what the future is holding for us. And ICI can make guidelines, but again, it is on to us whether we really want to implement it in our professional career or not, right? So, networking guidelines by ICI and its way forward. This is the way forward. You have to implement. You have to think a broader picture, a broader way of doing a work. Don't just stick to what you think is right. It's a saying, na, like, if I am seeing 6 and from your side it is visible 9, both are right. There are different ways of doing a thing and everything is possible. Just talk, just work out things, just communicate, understand, right? So, uh, this is how you build your brand on LinkedIn, and how not brand plus network on LinkedIn. If I repeat, just start using it as of today. Use professional platforms of LinkedIn and Twitter to the best of their capacity by posting original content on specified timings. Post, measure, and repeat. Like post a content, measure if it's working or not, how much attraction it is gaining, and then repeat. Right? Keep on experimenting. Experimenting is the key. Right? Then make it a habit of doing it on frequently. Frequency may reduce by the number of times you used to post earlier, but don't completely vanish off from the platform. Keep using. You may reduce it to 2 or 4 days a week, or one day a week, but keep posting, keep your profile up to date, because that's the first impression which is created in mind of any person who search for your name, right? Always use the option of personalized note while sending the connection request, and do send a message in the time span of 24 hours. Do repost if someone tags you, and if it is not possible for you to reply every message on daily basis, fix a time to revert, but revert. So this is the time now. Actually, I don't know why people are so much reluctant, to send a hi or a hello, because I believe, being a chartered accountant, I could also sense that we have a fear of being judged, right? What will he think about us? Are we being too pushy, or are we pissing them off, or are were they being trusted in, listening to us or not? No, just start a conversation. There is a right way of conversing. Give your best. It just takes some seconds only for you to text someone to inquire about his or her well being. But your little gesture would surely be remembered by that person for eternity. Um, uh, I can't say, like, I just my company, there was one faculty's birthday, if I remember, back in July, and we just posted about his birthday. We just wished him on social media with his picture, right? And that single post was was liked by 400 plus connections, 400 plus followers. So how much time does it take for you to text someone, how are you, or happy birthday, or how are you doing? Is everything good at your home? Why, being a professional, why are we losing our personal touch? Firstly, we are human beings. We have acquired a professional degree, but this is how you build your personal connect. We have created a network, but until and unless we would know what their likes are, what their who are all in their families when their birthdays are coming, we won't be able to get build a personal connect. Clients trust CAs. CA is a profession which is being trusted because we deals with numbers, we deals with their money. CA is the most trusted profession, and trust is built only on personal connect. If I don't know you as a person, I don't think so you will be able to give me your money. Ki, Tanya, just go and invest it. Or what should I do? You won't ask my consultancy. People only go to your people. Clients only prefer those who they know you on, who they know on their personal touch, right? I would go if I have to get my income tax return filed, then I will go to my friend who is being a CA rather than someone whom I doesn't know, right? Why I would choose my friend? Because I know her on personal basis. So if you really want to grow in your professional career, you have to build a strong personal base. That's a foundation. So don't be ashamed of, just asking people about their well-being. Simply WhatsApp them, how are you, and hope everything is good at your end. There is a way of communicating, and that's you have to develop by practicing over and over and over. If right now connected If right now I'm connected to 200 plus eminent personalities of a profession on personal front, it is because I kept on building it day by day. I kept on practicing it day by day. Right? So CA profession is again a profession of trust. Professionals should build a personal connect with team members as well as with clients, right? Whenever I go to my office, uh, we make sure that we do have our tea breaks, wherein we connect on personal fronts, like what is happening, how did you spend your weekend, how much are you investing. We do every sort of conversation. We do indulge because that is where working from home culture is lagging behind. When you are working from home, sometimes you lose that professional touch because everything is again through technology. But again, if we are stuck at home, then also you can use the technology to build that personal connect with your team members as well as clients. You should know whether your team member is happy or is going through some personal stuff, right? We are professionals, but again, we are human beings. We can only reach to heights of success only we have people to support us, right? It's good to check the well-being of others beyond work. Just don't stop asking, stop wishing them, right? Obviously, I won't say to send all the good morning text, forward the good morning messages. No, don't forward on WhatsApp. Make your own. Connect with people. Ask, inquire them. Learn from them. Team meetings with clients and team members without having work discussion can build trust and confidence. And this is one of the many reasons that I started learning and posting contents on stock market from the scratch, because as I said, frequent team meetings with my colleagues. We used to have tea breaks whenever I went to office. So we used to discuss about a share which is giving good returns, whether to invest or not. So I was always intrigued of stock market, and reason being I started learning from this time. You would say that, Tanya, you are a chartered accountant, then won't it be a little, what a little like people would judge you? It's okay if they judge me. This is how I am learning. I posted a content about stock market, about the timings of the stock market, and one person actually wrote a comment on it, which actually gave me a thought of, give me a impression of reading about my content yet again. So learn, post. Don't think of what people will think about yourselves. Have frequent team meetings with your clients and your team members. Discuss anything about their well-being, about their personal well-being. Tell them about yourself, because companies in which you are working, or companies for which your employees or your articles are working, might be there tomorrow or might not be there, but the relations you're going to build in that time span would be, would there with you till the last breath of your life. So people will feel good to be wished by on birthdays and anniversary. I told you there were around 400 plus likes. It gained so much of attraction. Just a simple birthday post wishing that person a happy birthday. So do build your personal net after having a gold mine of networking benefits, right? Though these are those little things which we all know we should do, but we all have got so much involved in being professionals, the building a professional career, that it had made us lose that personal touch, right? So if there are any questions as of for now as to why we should build a personal connect or why the networking is important, I guess I have pretty much in my experience covered both of the things. Any questions as of for now? Am I making sense to you? Hope those who are not active on LinkedIn or are not using will start after this lecture, or uh, now I have to say it's a lecture because no one is communicating with me. And I said that communication is the key to success. So nevertheless, now it's the time you should move out of your comfort zone and be a visionary in this constantly changing world. Specialization, changing with times, learning, brand building, and networking. This is the fist which is created by 5 points. Specialization, changing with times, learning, brand building, and networking will only give you edge over others. It is the mantra of the life, I would say, right? So why we always look to big fours or big fives, because they have worked on these 5 things. They have specialization, they change with times, they keep on learning and make their employees learn, they build their brand, they have small everything. If I forgot to mention the pen, even their pen has EY mentioned, they have built their brands over time, build their brand over time, and they never fail in networking. So these 5 things are which will make a fist and which will help you in having the edge over others, right? So before I like we are almost on the conclusion of the today's topic, and I'm not completely well today. I'm having a little flu. So reason being, um, the CPRs to hold those who are attending will be credited to your members account, but this won't be the purpose. The purpose is to help you implement whatever we will try to per our experience share, so that you could grow and develop and nurture in your practice and get to a heights of success. So yes, hope you have got benefited by spending your time today, taking time out of your precious busy schedule on Saturday morning. And please do let me know if you have any questions or if you have any feedback to give it to me, which will help me actually in future to grow and communicate a better way. Yeah. I guess no questions.
I think the chat box and Q&A boxes are empty. There are no more questions, I believe. If any questions from participants, they can put it in either Q&A box or chat box.
Either I made them understood quite well, or either they didn't understand anything, I guess.
No, it must be understood well by the participants. That may be the reason there are no questions. So thank you very much. Chairman, you want to add something for the closing remarks?
Thank you, sir. I'm sure it was an entire new area of learning for our members, especially when it comes to networking in these terms. This is something new for us, having an account on LinkedIn and various other ways of social media promotion and stuff like that. It's in fact Greek and Latin sometimes for practicing chartered accountants. So I'm sure it is a great new learning. We are really grateful to both Tanya Gupta ji and Ramya ji, who's joined us today. Like I said, it was the women power today, which entirely gave us an entire new learning of the CFO perspective, which is the new area in scope, in horizon for us, and of course the networking guidelines. So thanks to both of you all for joining us today. Let me hand it over back to my vice chairman.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Ramya Madam and Tanya Madam, for that wonderful session on this Saturday morning. It's really, really, it's benefited to our, I'm sure this will be a new thing, like concept of virtual CFO and its opportunity. Of course, we have to think about new opportunities for practicing chartered accountants. because we heard that GST audit is going. There are some traditional audit we have to think about the new opportunities. So definitely that was a wonderful, and I would call it virtual CFO. Maybe we can call as a hybrid CFO, because we need the Ramya madam was saying about some physical. Sometimes we have to go physical also as a CFO to visit the corporates. And thank you very much, Ramya madam. And of course, the revised networking guidelines and its way forward is we have to be acknowledge that our institute is doing a lot of good thing for our members, and our new guidelines, new networking gates, or the whatever the changes they made in the networking with the CA, with the CS, ICWA, advocates, all this. Really a good thing for all of us, for the chartered accountants as a whole. So of course we should know how to move about and what are the various guidelines, how we can comply within our code of conduct. And that was a great time explaining about the various networking opportunities for chartered accountants. So thank you, CA Tanya madam, for explaining that in very detail for the last 1.5 hours. And on behalf of Ernakulam branch of SIRC of ICAI and managing committee members, the entire managing committee members, and all the participants here, I extend a sincere gratitude to both of you, the Ramya madam and Tanya madam. So thank you very much from our Ernakulam branch. Of course, we will meet again maybe in the coming months or year. The coming year, we may move to the physical platform. Definitely, we look forward your physical presence in Kochi, and we'll have another session, a great learning session on a physical mode. So thank you very much, and I thank all the participants for joining us on this fine morning, and wish you all a nice weekend. And chairman and all the MC members, thank you very much for joining us. So once again, I thank all of you. See you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.